Cancurla. First of all, I want to compliment Deputy Michael McNamara on putting this well put together motion forward. It's not alone my back door, it's covered in the airports in all parts, or the regional airports especially, in all parts of our country. I would have met Joe Gilmore as the Minister, I know has met, in fairness to her, and Mary Considine as well, in relation to the struggle that's going on at the moment. And first thing I want to say is that I welcome the announcement yesterday, Minister, and I think that the motion couldn't be better timed, that it puts pressure on to deliver for a government, and I want to compliment Deputy McNamara on that. The one thing, Minister, is while it's clear that the monies for both Cork and Shannon aren't subject to EU approval, the 6 million for what we call Knock or Ireland West, for Donegal and for Kerry seems to be subject to EU approval. My understanding under COVID that this wasn't the case, that we could give aid to our local airports. And I think, Minister, the one thing we do not want is a situation that an announcement is made that over and back with paperwork, and this person in Brussels didn't give us the go-ahead, and that their tongues are out trying to keep the airports basically from going broke, and a department has made an announcement but not delivered the money. And I would ask you, Minister, to clarify that situation. I would ask you to send that back to me if you could, in relation to the EU approval. And I would ask you also, when is Ireland West, Kerry and Donegal getting their money? Because I think I would encourage you, for all of those airports, Shannon as well and Cork, that the cheque is sent out now. It's no good leaving them with their tongues out waiting for money. So I think that that needs to be clarified. The other thing I think that we need to look at is a broader picture of where we're going with airports, where we're going with the land around airports. In my opinion, there's a huge opportunity in the likes of Ireland West that hangars can be put in, and I think that governments should be prepared to risk. This is about taking risk. This is about the western, if you look at it, the western arc. It's from Cork right up to Donegal, where we talk about areas, and have a look at the stats and the figures. The likes of COVID has hit those areas harder than the likes of Dublin. And I think we have to realise, Minister, and Fáilte Ireland has to realise, that the stat anymore that comes out in RTE that Fáilte Ireland got so many tourists into the country and to us 5% or 15% or 20% of an increase, that doesn't stack up anymore. If we are looking at balanced regional development, if we are looking at keeping jobs in all parts of our country, we have got to make sure that they are able to give us the stat, not for the one-day trip in paddy wagon down the country, but for where they stayed for the week or two of their holiday, what airport they came into, because the facilities for American flights is there to come into Shannon, and indeed for a lot of other flights to come into the likes of Knock and Cork. And I think we have got to make sure that certain percentages is put on Fáilte Ireland of delivering, not giving them the clap in the back that we got so many into the country. But what we need to do is make sure that the certain percentages is brought into it to make sure that we can, in all our areas, including Dublin, no one has anything against Dublin, but to make sure that it's viable and that it gives to both business people and to tourism the alternative to fly into local airports. And, you know, Minister, they talked about the rail links yesterday as well, and that the press release. And yeah, I know that the TIN-Tism is part of going from Foynes and into Limerick and on to Shannon, but we should have our western arc connected the way that the likes of Galway City, Limerick City, Cork City, Kerry, Killarney, Donegal and Sligo, that we have links there that doesn't put the pressure, this isn't about them and us, that doesn't put the pressure on trying to keep housing in Dublin and putting pressure on people renting and all the different parts of it. If we have a vision for our country, we should have a vision to treat all our citizens equally, to make sure that we give the right to earn a living in, be it Galway or Limerick or Dublin or wherever. And that's what I would ask you to do. But the one thing I do want back, Minister, is to see the state aid. Why is this being put in that we're waiting on Europe's approval? Thank you.